What's poppin', y'all? You ever see a certain type of hate and you're just like, man, this is swagless hate. This is tactless hate. This hate has no finesse to it. It's got no sauce to it. It's got no seasoning to it. It's just bland hate. That's gotta be what Digital Nas is doing right now. Because Digital Nas is trying to flip Kai Cenat's idea of streamer university and doing producer university, which there's nothing wrong with. I actually think that's a really cool idea. So he started off and posted on May 26th, produceruniversity.com. And good luck to everyone. Love you all. Follow the page for better chances of getting in. And it says, Producer University is the ultimate writers camp. It will be held in New York City. It will be live streamed 24/7. All of the best producers in one place. Guest artists will be coming through. Top streamers will be streaming this. Beat wars will be going on. Master classes will be going on. And history will be made. He goes on to say, Producer University coming soon. Going to be a week-long writing camp. Streamed 24/7. Calling all producers. Comment under this post. Going through applications soon. Link to apply soon. See you at Producer University. I like this idea. A little bit of foreshadowing there, but we're going to get into it in a moment. Because number one, producers are not branded very well. A lot of them are doing work behind the scenes, and a lot of people don't understand what type of work the producer does in the studio. A lot of people just think a producer is a beat maker. A beat maker can be a producer can be a beat maker, but different things happen. Like sometimes in the studio, a producer will like lay down a hook for the artist or say like, yo, tweak that a little bit and work with them. Sometimes executive producers are not necessarily making the beat and they're directing other producers. So getting to see that process in person, I think it demystifies a lot of the shroud around how music is made and what the role of a producer really is. I think an engineer as well would be great, but it doesn't really hit the same, right? Like an engineer is kind of working alongside at the same time and would likely be there as well. So seeing this happen in real time after what Ye was just doing is dope. And he posts again, Producers University is looking for professors, judges, guest artists, streamers. And then he goes on to say, obviously, Producer University is a flip of Streamer University. They flip stuff all the time in design. So why they gotta hate when I do the same on events? It's called a effing flip. Not addressing this no more. And yeah, honestly, he gives a really good examples, especially Ian Connor flipping Bjork for his sicko line. Supreme flipped Campbell Noodle Soup. Supreme flipped a lot of things, if we want to call it that. But this is the lame part where he says, I flipped corny ass Streamer University, which was actually very boring, to Producer University. Only fly, cool people understand what I did. Listen. First, I got to air myself out. I DM'd Digital Nas when he first started streaming with Ye, and I was like, yo, what y'all doing is legendary. It is. I stand by that, so nobody's going to try to expose me. What he did was legendary with that. Like, we never really got to see Ye making music live, in person, in the flesh. That was magical. Keep in mind, this is before the cousin stuff, before things got really, really wild. And I'm just that type of guy, man. Like, if I see something I like, I'm going to show love. It doesn't cost nothing to show love. So before, if anything ever comes to the point where Digital Nas is like, man, this guy said I was legendary. Nah, we got to provide context up front. Now, when you're coming at, nobody has ever in their life said, yo, Digital Nas, that guy's fly and cool. Who? What? Nobody's ever associated fly and cool with Digital Nas. Really, other than Ye, the only thing that we would have been associating Digital Nas with this year is getting slapped by Cole Bennett. And it's not the fact that he got slapped by Cole Bennett. It's what did you do to disrespect such a solid guy like Cole Bennett to the point where he had to slap? That's really the question. It's not just like, he got slapped. No, like anybody that I've ever heard of that's interacted with Cole said that guy is solid, courteous, polite, and just making sure everybody has not just a good time, but everybody's taken care of. So you had to be acting up on some diva stuff or some disrespectful stuff. And then he posts another one where he's laughing at a Deshae Frost, like getting emotional clip. He's like, this type ish would never happen in my school. And then we get a new post where he posts it again and says, Producer University, and this is on IG, an IG caption. Don't miss history. No disrespect to Kai Cenat, but yo ish was boring. This won't be boring. Let me tell you why this is so lame. Oh my God. Number one, you're ripping you're flipping the idea. It would be dope if you were flipping the idea and you're like, yo, Casanat, what he did was so dope. I'm going to go pull that off. And what Casanat did was not lame. Let's keep it a buck. Streamer University was not boring for the audience that it was intended for. And this is the thing that people have a problem with. They're like, man, who the hell's watching that? Like, this guy's fake laughing and there's fake drama and there's like fake relationships and there's like love stories and this and that. Have you guys forgot about Jersey Shore? People were watching Jersey Shore and it wasn't even live. An opportunity was given. And this is a children's show. And by children's, I'm saying like people in college can enjoy this too. But really, who's going to be so emotionally invested in Streamer University? It's people in elementary school, middle school, high school. Dog, we used to love iCarly. Now imagine we were at the lunch table after a Memorial Day weekend where we were watching, and keep in mind, kids got Discord and stuff right now. You had to hop on three-way calls back in the day, and if your mom wanted to get on the internet, you had to get off of the call. And people were not syncing three-way calls like that. So the kids were probably on Discord watching this together. But this would be the hottest thing that we would have to talk about if we were kids. But we're not kids. So people just try to inject it as if, yo, he needs to be making content that appeals to you. No, the world ain't about you, all right? For the audience that it's meant for, this is dope. It was cool. It was honestly incredible that worse things didn't happen, like somebody getting really hurt or something coming out of it or some crazy allegation, God forbid, like knock on wood, because there is still time for somebody to come out and say something like that. So to hate on Streamer University is lame in and of itself. And then to flip Streamer University and call it lame when it just happened is even cornier. And then off top of that, he's clout chasing off Casanat because Digital Nas built his streaming base off of Ye. And that's not to say that Ye didn't have a lot of respect for Digital Nas' work and that Digital Nas is not a good producer. I'm not saying either of those things. But you built your following off of Ye. Like, I don't know if he was streaming before that. Some people may say he was, but that's the point. I didn't know that he was streaming before that. And you probably didn't know that he was streaming before that. So he runs it up. We're working with Ye, which, you know, he earned his position there. He was working with Ye for a long time before the streaming thing happened. And he really wasn't trying to, I don't know about like cloud up off of Ye, but he wasn't trying to use his position with Ye to gain other opportunities like other people. I was about to say Joe Budden or Joe Biden. Oh my goodness. The We Fly High guy, Jim Jones. Oh man, Joe, Jim, you know, it's just those J names. It's like Hank and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Let me get back on point. And this is also an attempt to get Casanat to react to it. So he's antagonizing Casanat, hoping that Casanat looks at this and addresses this so that more people know about it. Altogether, it's just like, dog, you could have just shown love. Like, this would have panned out so much better if you showed love to Streamer University, said, yo, this was a really dope concept, but I'm trying to bring this to music. Like, what's up with that? And then what happens after that? Casanat's community on Twitter, X, wherever they live, they're like, yo, this guy got inspired. He was just working with Ye. He's about to do this for music. Let's tap in with that. They're spreading it amongst each other. And they're probably going to be willing to support you. I'm not saying Casanat's going to co-sign it or anything. That's not necessary. But his fans will enjoy that, especially because it's happening so soon after Streamer University. But you decided to turn them into ops. Now they just want to see that fail. And he did get a pretty good lineup. He got Sunny Digital on there for Producer University. He's got, who else that I saw? Yeah, he's got TweakTune. I don't know who TweakTune is, to be fair. And if you look at the people that they're following, I don't really know many of those people, which is another point when it comes to producers and streamers. And this is the thing too. Like, streamers, are you going to be Casanat's op if you pull up to Digital Nas's event? This is a game of politics that you got to play too. Like, the streaming community, it was a lot more tight-knit on Twitch back in the day. I wouldn't say cult-like, but it was a political party. It was like, yo, are you down with you could get cast out very quickly. So with Digital Nas, he's talking about like, yo, streamers are going to be popping in there. Well, are they streamers that are cool with Casanat or not? Because really, at that point, you're going to have Bruce pop out there? Which it would actually go crazy if Bruce pulled up to something like this, and it would work with his brand. But I'm interested. Hey, listen, Digital Nas, I would have peeped this either way, just because I follow the guy. But I don't think this is the way to go about it. It's just hater energy. And Ye is allowed to hate because the guy was the GOAT, but you don't have that weight behind your name and career that Ye does. Like, for example, Ye could be like, man, F Kai Cenat, he a fed, this and that, and Kai Cenat's got issue with him, and then he's like, yo, my fault, Kai, let's chop it up, let's do something. And then they link up, and then they end up not linking up again. But you talk crazy about Kai, you're done. They're never gonna link up with you again. And I'm not saying you gotta grovel or beg or just, like, not ask for a handout, but like get on your knees and worship somebody. But calling them out their name when you're adopting their idea is just ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Please, if I'm tripping and you think what Digital Nas is doing is cool, let me know. Is Digital Nas known as cool and fly? If that's the case too, let me know, because I'll be being educated in that regard as well. Either way, I'm tuning into this. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.